to the media after the game yesterday when he was asked about it and said, I didn't say that. Did Adam say that? I didn't say that. Here's Cam Newton asked, will you be returning to Foxborough next year?
Listen, I have my desires. I know where my heart's at. I know, the things that, who I am. But as far as that, I can't really speak on that right now. But just my whole time here in New England has just been a blessing. I've learned so much about myself, about the great teammates, unbelievable coaching. And, so I just see how it goes, and, we'll go from there.
Sounds good, Jay. What does it mean, though?
Well, it means that Cam is acting like a professional, and if Cam Newton is not back with the New England Patriots next season, then I think it will be one of the most critical seasons of his career. I do not see him being a starter. I think that might be a backup QB scenario, and if Cam is a backup QB, he has to continue to do the things that he has been gloated for this season with the Patriots, being a great teammate, being the energy in the locker room. But I really think it will test him through adversity by having a juncture in his career for the first time that he will be a backup. And how will he handle that? Can he go out and win and starting a job again? I think that's a question we're all going to be talking about next season.
Key, what do you think here?
Man, the dude is going to be in New England, man.
You calling it?
He's going to be in New England. He's going to. Now, whether or not they bring in a young quarterback or veteran guy, Cam Newton is going to be with the New England Patriots. Jared Stidham is not the future. That's why Stidham did take a snap yesterday. Because it's just not. I was getting texts, how come Bill won't play Stidham? I'm saying he sees him every day. He knows what he is. Well, how are you going to play something that you looking at every day and you're not confident in what that quarterback is? And I know Cam has looked bad at times. He's shown you some good stuff at times. He's bounced balls in the dirt at times. There's no question about it. And I think for New England Patriot fans or people, fans of the New England Patriots, so to speak, they've seen Tom Brady for 20 years. And what they've seen is a guy completing balls at a high rate. Cam Newton was never going to complete balls at a high rate. His best completing percentage was in the 60s, and that was with Norv Turner. So it's like, he's better than what we saw. There's no off season. There's no real training camp, truncated training camp, by the way.
Truncated, shortened.
And not only that, he's throwing the ball to dudes that's me's and you's. I mean, come on. His best receiver is Brissett. Jacoby Myers is his best wide receiver. He has no tight ends. It's just, look, he'll be fine. And will he be a starter in the National Football League again? Probably so, because he has that type of fight in him.
We should mention that he also had the COVID battle, and the Pats had a ton of opt-outs, more than most other teams. Let's also mention this. Jared Stidham is the only quarterback right now on the roster that's going to be on the team next year, contractually speaking. But Key, this is setting up, or Jay, let me ask you this. I know you want to jump in here. I could hear your voice. I mean, this is setting up to be a season an off-season unlike any other for Bill Belichick, out of the playoffs for the first time since 2008. The division reign is over after 11 years, 17 years of 10-plus wins. They need help. This is going to be an offseason unlike he has ever had in Foxborough.
And that's why I won't definitely say it's definitive that Cam Newton will be back as a Patriot next year. Look, he's thrown for 8 TDs, and he's had 10 interceptions. Like, he struggled within games and critical junctures of the game. From a playmaking ability, I know he can make a lot of plays with his feet and rush for a lot of TDs, but it just feels like, look, this offseason is going to be so fluid. There are a lot of people that I think Bill Belichick will try to pursue to see if the optionality will be there for him to bring somebody different into that organization.
Key, we got about a minute here to go. We had Bill Belichick on the very first day of our show, Monday, August 17th, 2020. You have a great relationship with Bill. That's why he came on the show. This year, more than any other, even after games, people are pressing him on failed draft picks. They're pressing him. The Boston media has always been tough, but they're tougher on Bill than I can ever remember. It only seems like it's going to intensify.
Well, you're losing, right? You didn't win the division for the first time in 11 years or whatever it's been, and then all of a sudden there's an opening, and you want to attack that opening. I mean, they smell blood in the water, man. This dude, you're a part of the media. You guys are sharks.
That's true. We smell that blood in the water. We are all Over, that's for sure. It'll be a very interesting offseason.
Yeah, you and Jay Will, you guys are sharks.
Jay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Keyshawn, Jay Will Zubin, presented by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to bundle home and car insurance. On the way, sure, the playoff drought is over for the Browns, but something big.
Celebrated Christmas, New Year's, obviously, my daughter's birthday. Just hung out, a lot of food, a lot of presents, enjoyed. It wasn't as cold, a little snowy. I mean, I got some snow. I didn't shovel my own snow. I had somebody do that for me, but it was fun. I mean, watching a lot of the bowl games or whatever little bowl games that there were. Got a chance to see that. Obviously, the college football playoffs, but everything was good, man. I just glad 2021 is here, right? So we can keep it rolling, clean some of these things up that we went through in 2020, and hopefully get off to a fast start.
Jay, how was your break?
It was good. It was good. We went up to Maine. I know when I was joking with Key was like, "You went up to Maine?" I'm like,
No,
"Yeah, I went up to Maine
Yeah,
because I wanted to get away from everybody." Which me and my family was good to spend some time with them. Didn't really watch a lot of sports. Read about a lot of sports, a lot of articles. Spent time reading and just kind of chilling out and being low key and getting replenished for this year. But we're coming in hot today, man. Today's a day.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you in the final minute, I think I've officially entered, I'm 42. I think I've officially entered old man stage. The first thing when you're old, the first thing that goes is your back. So my back's already gone. I get it worked on once every other week. Now my eyes are in terrible shape. I'm sitting 6 feet from Key, just for the PC police. We're exactly 6 feet apart. I can barely see Key. I can't even see the monitor in front of us. So I'm getting the peepers at some point this week so I can see everything. But I just have to admit, here I am, 42, going on 62. The back is down. The eyes are down. Who knows what will come next. Thank goodness I'm a big
Zubin, you have to get LASIK. Zubin, you got to get LASIK surgery, man.
I know. That's probably the next step. That's probably the safest thing. Thankfully, I'm about 8 inches away from this computer screen, which I can also barely see at the moment. So enough of my problems. Right now, Doug Peterson has some major problems. It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Let's get straight into it. It's just after 6 a.m. in the East, so many of you may not have seen this last night. So let me give you the cliff notes, and then we'll get Key's opinion on what happened. Jay is really hot on what happened, and then Mr. Excuses himself, Doug Peterson. As you well know, the Washington football team last night with the win in Philly would win the NFC East. If the Eagles could win, the Giants would sneak in to the playoffs. It's 17-14, Washington late in the third, and the Eagles come up with a big pick, take it deep down into Washington territory. It's 4th and goal at the 4. Instead of kicking a chip shot field goal, let's make it 17 apiece, heading to the 4th, competitive fourth quarter, game 256, final quarter of the season for every single team, the 4th and final quarter of the NFL's last regular season game. They go for it on 4th and 4. They can't convert. Jalen Hurts goes to the bench. Nate Sudfeld, the Eagles' third-string quarterback, comes in. Carson Wentz was inactive, and essentially Washington is able to hold on, win the game, and win the division. There was a tremendous amount of outcry after the game. Here's Doug Peterson real quick on yanking Hurts for Sudfeld, with social media going crazy the second it happened.
Yes, I was coaching and win to win. Yes, that was my decision solely. Nate has obviously been here for 4 years, and I felt that he deserved an opportunity to get some snaps. And listen, if there's anything out there that thinks that I was not trying to win the game, I mean, Ertz is out there, Brandon Graham's out there, Darius Slay's out there. All our top guys are still on the field at the end, so we were going to win the game.
Key?
He was trying to win the game. I mean, clearly, right? I mean, if you think about it, he didn't want to kick the field goal because he wanted to win the game. He didn't want to end in a tie for whatever strange reason, even though there was a whole nother quarter to play. Right. And look, I understand that people are not happy with his post-game press conference and some of the questions that he answered, in which he answered them to not the liking that people wanted him to. He doesn't owe the Giants fan base anything, right? And if he wants to move from the 9th pick in the upcoming April draft in 2021 to the 6th pick, hats off to him. That is a smart move to do. Why wouldn't I want to be the 6th pick in the draft and not the 9th pick if I have nothing to gain by winning the football game? I have nothing to gain. Why in the hell would I want to do you a favor? You put your season in my hands, the Philadelphia Eagles? You're the New York Giants, and you put your season in my hands. You needed a favor from me. No, I'm not. That's not why I'm coaching. I am coaching to make my organization and my team better. And if that means that I can go from the 9th pick of the draft to the 6th pick of the draft, which is a sweet spot to be in, why in the hell wouldn't I do it? Why wouldn't I do it? And then you expect for me to have to explain to you in my post presser why I needed to do it that way? I don't need to explain anything to you. I wanted to win the game, and I felt like we can win with Nate.
Jay, you feel a little differently, huh?
Zubin, look, in the year of 2020, when we dealt with a lot of politicians saying a lot of crazy things, a lot of people have said a lot of crazy things in the history of this country, but I feel like the year of politicking continues for Doug Peterson, right? Like, my thing is, first off, I think this is a slap in the face, and who cares about Giants fans? Who cares about Giants fans? To your own players, to guys like Jason Kelsey, who came out on December 15th and was like, tanking is a basketball thing. We're not doing that here. We play every game to win. I just think the way that Doug Peterson communicates to the media sets a poor example for his team. And I think it's a lack of leadership, right? I think it's a lack of leadership for Jalen Hurts, who played his tail off, who put them in a position to win with 2 rushing TDs, right? Like, even though he didn't play great, like, to all of a sudden do that to Nate Sudfeld, it puts him in a precarious situation. Then to get up on the podium afterwards and say, well, I just felt like he deserved reps. Where the hell did that come from? I'd just rather you be honest and frank. And Key, you always talk about being real. And if you got a problem, you're going to say it to somebody's face.
He's a football coach.
I don't care,
He's not going
Keyshawn.
to tell you what you want
I don't
to hear.
care. His track